friends, it's Miss Yael, and I'm here with Jackson and Preston. They came to help me this week with our videos. So if you watched our other video, we read some stories about how much we love our daddy, and we made our You Rock Dad picture frames, and our awards, and our best, hands down, best dad ever. But since we used rocks for our picture frame and we already had to go out and find some rocks, we found some extra rocks, and we're gonna explore with rocks this week. Super fun. So we have a few different activities. So first are our rock shapes or our rock puzzles. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can either I happen to have some heart-shaped cookie cutters. So you can take a cookie cutter and fill it up with rocks. Jackson has already done one right here, and kind of see how many different size rocks you can use to fill up the cookie cutter. If you have big rocks, you won't need as many. If you have small rocks, you might need a lot more. But you have to try to see if you can fit them all into that shape and make that shape. That's one way that you can make rock shapes. Now the other way, that's kind of more like a rock puzzle. The other way that you can do it is you can make a rock shape is I took a piece of paper and I just traced a circle and I traced a square on it, and you can make either the outline of the shape. I have to angle this so it doesn't stay as well, so I'm kind of using my hands to hold it. But you can make a circle with the rocks. You can make a square with the rocks. You'd be doing it on a flat surface. Or you can fill in the shapes on the paper with the rocks and see how many different shapes. Or you can make a rock slide down here. So you can make all different shapes and all different puzzles with your rocks and find all different kinds of rocks. Now we found rocks outside in our yard. Let me show you some up close. We have some smooth rocks, and this is a flat, smooth rock.
This one is like half of a rock.
This one is kind of bumpy. Most of our rocks happen to be white, but this one's a little bit gray. So you can find rocks and you can see if there are different colors on your rocks. You can see if the rocks are different sizes.
This one's very smooth, but also small.
You can also make a pile of just all the big rocks on one side and the little rocks on the other side. Then you can take your rocks and you can make a maze or a path with them. So you can take your rocks and you can make them go straight. This box actually has a little squiggly line on it, so we could follow that squiggly line with the rocks. Can you make a path on that squiggly line with the rocks, Jackson?
I think we might need more.
The line.
Right on the line. Okay.
So you could also, like we did the outline of the shapes in rocks, you could just draw lines on the paper, lines on a box. You could just line them up any way you want. You could also do this outside with sidewalk chalk. You can draw shapes on the sidewalk and fill them in with rocks. You can draw shapes on the sidewalk and make paths with them. You can make race car tracks with the rocks and outline them.
And it fits perfectly.
Oh, and it fit perfectly. And there is our rock maze. We followed the squiggly line on the box here, but you can make the rock maze go in any direction you wanted. Okay, so we have one more rock activity that Preston's been working on. So Preston, bring yours over here. Put it up here. Jackson, get out of the way and let your brother come in. Okay, so also, before we show you, we put some rocks in a sifter here that came from some beach toys. And you can also, is it okay if I shake them? Okay, we'll save that and we'll shake them at the end. Okay, so our other is you can shake them in the sifter and get any dirt off of them, but it also makes a cool sound like an instrument. Now the other thing we can do with our rocks is we can build with our rocks. We can make rock towers. So for rock towers, you need to find some flatter rocks, and you can take them and start stacking them on top of each other. Now you might only get 2 on top of each other. Preston's using the sifter here to act like a wall. I'm holding it, so don't worry. To act like a wall, and he's building a tower in the sifter here against the wall there. You can take them and stack them kind of against each other. You can make a pile of like 4 rocks and then put rocks on top of that. Look at that. There's a little stack of rocks right there. Preston's building his rocks up here. You could even take something like this sifter, something narrow and shallow, and fill it all up with rocks and see if you can make a mountain of rocks. That might be really, really fun and cool. So you can use rocks, you can use shells. If you don't have any rocks and you don't want to go for a walk outside, you can use blocks too that you have in your house, or pom-poms. anything that you find outside. I just like the idea of going out for a little nature walk, especially while we have some sun. Going out for a little nature walk, collecting some rocks, and getting them for this project. Also, if you want, you can even buy a bag of rocks at Home Depot if you really want. When my kids were little, instead of a sand table outside, we would take a giant bag, 5-pound bag of these kind of rocks from Home Depot and buy it and hose them off and then stick them in a bin outside, and they would play with them instead of sand in the sand table. So lots of fun. We love rocks, and we hope you have a lot of fun playing. And Preston doesn't want to stop building. Can you say bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye, friends. You all rock.